Oh, I just all of a sudden got really, really lightheaded. Okay, so thanks everybody for getting on the Zoom. I know we've got a couple of new people on here, but if you're not new, I know several of you aren't. You can maybe make some notes so that you have whatever information on how to go over things with your new distributors. So I want to make this very, very basic because we have a lot of people who have recently joined, and somebody's asking them. So I wanted to make sure that there was like a little bit of a in-depth, step-by-step, newbie thing, so that a lot of times whenever we're signing somebody up, we get so excited and we tend to kind of forget like different things telling them. So this will be good to have, and it's going to be recorded there. Okay. So on part of this, I'm going to end up having to turn around the thing. So, oh, hang on. Sorry. Okay. Just because of how I want to be able to see it. Yes, sorry. All right, I've got some new people that are asking me questions. Okay, so I think I'm done being sidetracked. Right? Okay. All right, so first things first, I guess whenever, if you're a new distributor, we only want active distributors, a distributor who's already been enrolled in the system to have this Zoom. So make sure that, you keep that in mind. I'll keep it unlisted, but I'll make it, where it's not blocked off so that you can share it for if there's somebody on your team maybe that doesn't have a chance to look at. But first and foremost, one of the things is the question of running an auto ship whenever you sign up to be a distributor with It Works. And I just kind of wanted to touch base on that. There's a lot of different views and opinions on auto ships, and I guess my standpoint is very, I do feel that when you're in this business, you do need to be a product of the product. But with that being said, I certainly understand, that finances play a huge part in, when you're running a business like this. And I guess I don't want anybody to ever feel like, frustrated or thinking that they don't want to do the business because of an auto ship, because that shouldn't be it, guys. This should be a way to get out of debt, not put yourself in debt. Now, I do feel like, there's always one product that you can at least use so that you are able to give a testimony. And guys, that can be a $15 oil. It can be the Confianza. It could be, the greens or a skincare product. We all we all should be washing our faces. So again, just make sure that you keep that kind of stuff in mind. Also, with that being said, you can't run a business without things. We have the luxury of, being a part of a direct sales company that doesn't require us to have an inventory. And I guess for me, that was like one of the huge tipping points on, joining It Works, because guys, I host vendor events at the event center, and I kid you not, like I watched the LuLaRoe girls come in with dozens of totes and bags, and I'm just like, I get a headache watching them set up. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's so much crap. Now, I'm not saying that, because some of them love it. They love like the whole fashion part of it, and that's fine. Again, you got to have something that makes you tick, but I'm definitely in love with the lazy person's multi-level market company, not having to have that huge inventory. I just signed up my new girl, and I was telling her about how, as far as having product on hand for when people do want to try, I personally feel like greens and wraps are those two products. If you are looking for, especially people love instant gratification, those two products are going to offer you those results. greens, I am so confident when I hand somebody greens, I know that if I give them 3 to 4 packets, they're going to call me back. They're going to notice a difference. And it doesn't mean that if they don't call me back, like if I follow up with them, it might be finances. And a lot of, and we're going to go over that more in depth, because I feel, sometimes when I talk to people, it might be the verbiage on how they're talking to somebody. This always, I remember Dawn just made a post about it the other day about how, and I can't remember where I seen it, if it was on her page or on the team page, but she was talking about making this about them. It cannot be about you. And what I want to kind of elaborate on that is, can you imagine if you really wanted a product? So let's say, for example, you're not a distributor and you're like, I really, really, really want to try that toner. I get sunburns all the time. I'd love to have it. How embarrassed do you think you would feel if you knew you didn't have the finances for that? And somebody kept saying, okay, well, let's get you signed up. Let's get you signed up. Now, I want you to follow up, and I want you to remember that there's definitely tactful ways to do that, but you have to keep in mind that that person's comfort is the biggest and most important thing. That's what's going to get you that sale. And if you make somebody feel, you don't want them to actually have to do that. Now, you'll have people who will write you and be like, dude, I'm broke. Okay. And if somebody is that open with you, and I have people who message me and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so broke. There's just no way that I can afford, whatever. And that's when I immediately introduce the business to them. Girl, then you totally need this business. Okay. But I'm not going to get into that part just yet. I just want to make sure you guys knew, when it comes to having an auto ship, if you decide that, that you are going to run something, those are some good, things to have on hand. Again, if you can't do, an ADBV auto ship, hey, guess what? Pick one thing that you might be able to use. If you have, heck, I've got to get 4 tires. I can't afford to run my auto ship. Don't stress, don't let that be your determining factor that's going to, make you freak out, because that, that's not what we want. Okay. So, I want you guys to, the first thing that I always forget to tell people is, when you join our business, we have a $20 website fee. And that's not what I forget to tell them. I always forget to tell them that they have 2 sites. I don't know why I do that. But whenever, the biggest thing about this company is that for $20, realistically, that covers all of, in my mind, this is how I say it. It's covering all of the shipping and handling that the company does. And think about how much it costs the company to send you, a package, or how much it costs you to send somebody a package. They're covering all of that. Okay. They're also covering payment processing. I took a payment yesterday for $1,000 for the event center. It was a $70 charge, the way that this person decided to pay. And, if I want my money, I've got to, take it however I can get. So guys, that is insanely cheap. Not only that, but running a website is very, very expensive. So the fact that they do 2 of them for you, and literally you have to do nothing, it's $20. Okay. So, I'm just going to touch over your shopping website first, because that is like easy peasy, whatever. So whenever somebody is interested in the products and they don't want you to enter it for them, you're just going to send them to your website. Hopefully whenever you enrolled, the distributor that you enrolled with gave you the information that you want something that people are going to know and people are going to get to. I've had people do, sorry, I've got real bad cough, like sore throat right now, so I'm like struggling. But it's like get skinny wraps, .myitworks.com, stuff like that. There's going to be tons of people who have those things. So when I did mine, I wanted to do my name. So it's really easy. You just send the person to your website. And again, I'm not going to really elaborate on this too much, but the biggest thing whenever you're talking to sending somebody to your website is there's the categories up top: join, shop, and results. So obviously joining is for somebody who wants to become a distributor. I tell them, don't go any further unless in that top corner you see my picture. So if you don't have a picture up there, that's fine, but you want to make sure that your name is up there so that all of your loyal customers and potential distributors are going to your site. I can't tell you how many times in the 4 years I've been doing this that I've had to have customer service fix an error where somebody went to a different site. So as far as loyal customers, that's for distributors going to join. As far as loyal customers, the biggest thing that, new distributors run into with their potentials is how they check out of the loyal customer or the shopping cart. Okay. So the biggest thing is whenever they're getting ready to check out, they want to make sure, excuse me, they want to make sure on the left side, it's going to talk about how much they can save by enrolling in a loyal customer auto ship, or then, so it says 2 ways, and then, or it'll say no thanks, or they can just do regular checkout as a retail customer. So you're going to have people who might say that they didn't see it and they made a mistake. And sometimes it is that the person does want to pay the $50 fee. Sometimes it's that they just want to check out as retail. Actually, one of my very, very good friends did the exact same thing to me. And she was like, well, I don't know why I didn't tell you. I rather have checked out as a retail customer. And that's fine. You just want to make sure that when you know a customer is going into order, and I'll tell you how to check, that they check out the right way. And again, if they checked out as a retail customer and they meant to do loyal customer, that's something that we can fix as long as we get it handled ASAP. It's important to let your loyal customers know that there is not a $50 membership fee. That's one of the things that I've come across quite a bit lately is people like, well, I just saw, as I was checking out that there's a $50 membership fee. There's not, as long as you're explaining to them about the loyal customer program. And I want to share with you guys how I talk about the loyal customer program with all of my potentials. And, I don't ever really feel like I have any problems with it, but whenever I'm talking to somebody about loyal customers, and I'm going to use it as I'm giving a product. So for example, I just signed somebody up with the hair, skin, and nails. And she was like, I think I'd messaged her and said, hey, are you still interested in trying the hair, skin, and nails? I'm trying to get some, okay. Everybody else can go ahead and I'll be in there in a second. Get my customers lined up for the month. And I know I had you wrote down on my sheet of paper to contact back about the hair, skin, and nails. And she was like, yeah, how much is it? I always say, girl, in all caps, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, very, very excited. And I say, it is only $33 as a loyal customer. That's it. I don't say it's a loyal customer. You have to join for 3 months. You have to do this, this, and this. Remember, you want to keep them asking questions. So a lot of times I'll be like, girl, it's only $33 as a loyal customer. Isn't that insanely cheap? ? Whenever somebody writes me back and they say, oh, okay, how do I become a loyal customer? I always say, dude, it's totally free to become a loyal customer. And it's a lifetime membership. So all you do is place 2 additional orders after this one. So for example, if you order today and then you order, what is today? Is May? I think it's May, right? If you order May, then you get, hold on, I gotta do something. If you order May, then you'll order June and July, and then you're a lifetime member. And so you can go in at any time and place any orders you want. And then I add this. And on top of that, you also earn perk points, which is free products or free money towards products. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, sorry. So that's really how I explain the loyal customer program. Again, letting them know all of those perks, how it's, really simple. It's a lifetime membership. It's free to join. They're going to get perk points. Everybody loves free stuff. And that's a lot of times how I end my loyal customer message. Who doesn't love free crap, right? ? Get them writing back. Maybe don't say crap because it's not crap. Okay, so that's it as far as the actual sending them to your website. Now what I want to go over is your eSuite. And this is kind of going to be a little bit more elaborate, but hold on a second. The first thing I want you guys to do whenever you're talking about talking to your new distributors is one of the things that I constantly have to chew myself out about because I constantly forget it. And so Rochelle and Miranda and probably Jolene, half of you guys that have signed up with me in the last couple of weeks, my apologies, because I know I've forgotten to tell every single one of you about the It Works You. So the It Works You, and I'm trying to log in as I'm talking to you guys because I want to be able to talk you through this. So when you go to your back office, which is your esuite.myitworks.com, you're going to first and foremost, hopefully verify yourself so that you're not on commission hold. You want to have your account unlocked and good to go. But one of the first things is there is several tabs up across the top, and there's one called It Works You. And I have mine in my book. I have a book that I take and I meet all of my potentials with, and it's one of, besides the steps to success, because I already took it out, that's actually the second thing in the book. So it's the It Works You guidebook, and it's got tons of awesome information in there. Actually, probably pretty much everything that I'm gonna kind of touch base really quick with you. So if you can get that printed out so that you can have it in front of you to use, you'll want to be able to have it for when you're talking to potential customers, potential distributors, and whatnot. The second thing is going to your reports, and that's actually the third tab in there. And no, I lied. Don't go to reports. I lied. I'm trying to get you to print something. So you want to go to document library. Sorry. Document library is where they have pretty much everything in there for my life. But there is your steps to success. And Chris and I have these hanging on our fridge, laminated, and this one stays in my book. And I'm going to touch base on the steps to success so that you guys can know what it is. So obviously the first step in the steps to success is joining the company, which you've done. If it's more past your first month, then it's getting 150 in sales or running that 80 BV auto ship so that you're commission qualified. Step 2 is gathering 4 loyal customers. And I don't know. I know it's in document library. If anybody knows right offhand where steps to success is, I don't know if it's business building or marketing materials, but if somebody does know, just throw it in the chat real quick. But gathering 4 loyal customers, and then step 3 is gathering 3 team members. Your goal is to do this each month, but don't beat yourself in the head with a ton of bricks if you don't. There's been several months, tons of months where I don't fill this thing out, okay? This is just kind of like a guideline for us to go by in this business. Okay, so the It Works You training, printing your steps to success, having that in front of you so that you can actually visually see it, you know, and look at it all the time. Another question that gets constantly asked is about where do you guys find your before and after photos for your posts? Okay, I use 2 different places for all my before and afters, and that's going to be in document library. At the very bottom is a photos section. But my favorite place to get all of my before and afters, because they're only corporate approved on there, is under the Pinterest It Works Global. They have tons and tons and tons, even more than on our eSuite, for all their before and afters. So that's a great thing to check out. One of the first things that you should do in this business when you start, one of my new girl just yesterday, she said, you know, I can't wait to get my kit so I can start posting. You do not have to wait to your kit to for your kit to do anything. I had 3 distributors and 6 loyal customers before I even got my kit. Okay, so when you first sign up and you get your website, guys, seriously, make a post. Talk about what it is that made you join. You know, maybe you watched somebody do this business. Maybe you, you know, sat there and watched somebody for so long and you saw how successful they were becoming and you're just like, okay, I'm done watching. I actually want to be a part of this now. Share on Facebook what it was that made you decide to join it. Get yourself out there. I have a rule of thumb when I talk to all my distributors. If you've been on a Zoom with me before, then you know that I have a 3-3 rule. I like to I like to, I don't always, and I try to go back and forth with Instagram, and I'm getting so confused by Instagram, it's just not even funny. But I like to do three posts that have to do with It Works, whether it be the business or the products, and then 3 posts about my regular life. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not a day that doesn't go by where, you know, I've got 8,000 things going on, and so I don't get out that many posts or whatever, but you want to remember that you have different audiences throughout your day on social media. So you're going to have those people who get up at the butt crack of dawn and have a cup of coffee, and you could make a post about the greens or how you're starting your day with maybe the shake or something. Then you've got the people who are on their lunch break or whatever, or they're sitting in traffic and they're just scrolling through the news feed. And then you've got the late night owls who are up late and they're just kind of like, whatever. That's a really good time to be posting too. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing social media because it's free, and why not? Seriously, why not? Okay, so another question that I've gotten asked by a couple of new distributors is when signing up a loyal customer in a distributor through your eSuite. And I want to go over this because it's a very common mistake, actually. So when you're in your eSuite on your main page, you have the tab Orders. This part is so important. So many people start going in there once they click Orders and start adding products. There is a step you have to do before you do that. And what it is right over here on the left-hand side, there's Enroll New Customer. It's so important that you click that, because if you don't, you just placed an order for yourself, not for a customer. So once you hit Enroll New Customer, again, go to your eSuite, click Orders, click Enroll New Customer. It's going to bring up 3 options: Loyal Customer, Retail Customer, and Distributor. You're going to click one of the following. And then the rest is self-explanatory. Very easy. It's going to let you follow through the prompts. Another big piece of information that's important for all distributors to know is your address. Our security is so, and this shows a lot about our company. Our security on our website is so sensitive that the billing and shipping must be the same. If it's not, the order has got to be called in. I know USAA and one other bank, I can't remember what it is, but if you try to process it, it's going to put a hold on the funds. Not It Works, but the merchant is. So it's important that you make sure if billing and shipping is different, it's a called in order. Okay. Basic do's and don'ts as far as Facebook is concerned. I just had this come up today. Whenever you're typing in your domain, you want to make sure that you put a space somewhere in between some letters, because Facebook wants us to pay for advertising. And if we pay for advertising, what's going to happen? That's going to cut from our money. So whenever I set mine, for example, mine's LaceyBachman.myitworks.com. I always put LaceyBachman.myitworks space.com, not the word space, but space bar. Okay. So make sure you're doing that whenever you post on Facebook, whenever you send it in Messenger, it needs to have that. I'm trying to look. Pretty much everything else on here, I didn't really think I needed to go over too much. Oh, okay. So I was going to go over the reports tab. Because when you sign up a loyal customer or you sign up a distributor, you want to make sure that, you know, everything gets put in there correctly. So under your reports, you're going to go under downline orders. And whenever you click on downline orders, it's going to show not only yours, but your loyal customers, if you have any team members, it's going to show their customers too. And everything in there is very easy to maneuver through. You just click on the actual order number. I usually right click and open up in a new tab so I don't have to use the freaking back button because it ticks me off. Oh, one of mine placed an order. Yay. Okay, so see, I'm glad I just looked at that because I just had one pop up. Okay, so another thing too is making sure that you go through that. You'll have a section where it'll say, or it'll have name, customer status, order ID, and status. You want to make sure that you're checking those, because if maybe somebody's credit card expired, or, you know, maybe their check hadn't gotten a deposit just yet, then you want to make sure you can let them know. And a lot of times, again, make it about them. I try to blame it on myself. I usually say, hey girl, you know, I was looking in my eSuite this morning in the back office, and apparently a bunch of our orders had a glitch, and so your order actually declined. And I was just checking to see if it was okay to reprocess, or if maybe you thought that it wasn't on our end, and just kind of put it out there like that. Because even if somebody wants to tell you that that's the case, let them, so that they're not embarrassed about their finances or whatever. Okay, DeHonda Howe, you had a question? Go ahead and raise your hand, dude. Or don't raise your hand. Unmute yourself. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Did you print out this thing?
Oh, the Go Plan. Yeah. And how did I forgot how I even told you how to do it?
You go to Document Library in eSuite, and then you go to Marketing Materials. It's the first one. There's two in there. So
Okay.
One on the left-hand side, and then it's all the way at the bottom of that.
Okay, and see, I think when I did mine, because I didn't know where exactly it was at, I just went to all of them, and I just typed in May because I knew it was going to be for that.
This is Andrew's. He did not fill it out yet. It's been on the table for 4 days.
Andrew, don't make me call you out in front of everybody now. I'm just kidding. Look, these two are, Amanda and Chris are over here eating dinner. Jerks. Just kidding. Okay, so Steps to Success, it works you. Also, you know, every Thursday I do a Zoom at 8 o'clock. Very rarely do I not have one. I try to have guests on some of them. I try to change it up so that, you know, it's focused on different things, and, you know, they're all beneficial. So I'd love it if you'd get on those. But we also have a Sunday night and a Monday night corporate call. Usually Sunday night is focused on, you know, just Mark, the CEO, Pam, and Mike Cotillo, Chief Nick, you know, the big deals in the company. And they kind of go over, you know, different things or strategies and stuff like that. And then Monday night is usually somebody who maybe has recently promoted or sharing their story in the business. And those are really good to get on so that you can stay engaged and, you know, hear different ways that people work the business and stuff like that. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm kind of going over everything. I'm not really going to go over bonuses right now because I feel like I just wanted this to be like literally a newbie to Ruby. Okay. So one of the other things too is printing out your chart. If you go into your eSuite under Document Library, you're going to find your Ruby executive chart and your Ruby chart. And since obviously this is a newbie to Ruby Zoom, I'm going to tell you executive is having 2 distributors underneath you, and both of them having 400 in sales. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go and print those 2 charts. If you don't want to have to fill out the executive, go right to Ruby, because the thing is you can still use that chart to, you know, chart your executive. Ruby is having 3 distributors, one of those being an executive, which is that first promotion. Guys, you can do it. It's a very, very attainable goal. And this business, the Steps to Success, is all about building rubies. So I really hope that this was beneficial, and I hope that I kind of went over everything that I needed to. Again, go in there, explore your eSuite, take a look around, click on different things. I always suggest my distributors, whenever you're, you know, on the team page, or whenever you're on a Zoom, or whenever you're on your back office, or if somebody messages you and has a question, write it down, copy and paste it, send it to your sponsor, send it to your diamond upline, send it to your double diamond upline, send it to your triple diamond, send it to me, whatever. Get with us, because the more you ask questions, people will apologize to me daily. I'm so sorry I'm bothering you. I'm so sorry I'm asking a million questions. It doesn't matter if you ask me 50,000, okay, maybe not 50,000 questions today, but if you're asking me questions, I know that you're wanting this, and I know that you're wanting to work. So I like seeing that. So don't ever feel like you can't ask questions. And, you know, whatever, figure out whatever. Let's see. Compliance is a stomach line for newbies. I'm trying to read the chat. I seen it blinking. Okay, so I feel like I've kind of went over it. Does anybody else feel like there's anything that I need to touch on as far as being a newbie? Anybody who's been in the business for a minute? Anybody? Anybody?
Make sure they download the Wired app.
Oh, yes, thank you. If you go into your Play Store and you type in Wired, this is what it looks like. Right there. All I can see is Chris's big giant beard. But that's it right there. It's the It Works emblem, and you want to have that downloaded. That's where you take it, gives you messages, upcoming events. Also, I'm doing a one-team mission June 10th. I really hope everybody can come to it. It'll be amazing. Is that the app? I'm having a brain fart. Is that the before and after app? No. How do you find that one? Somebody tell me.
It's Wired. It's Global Wired.
The Wrap app is what you're talking about, Lacey.
Yeah. What does that look like, Lisa? Do you have that right there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you see this, Lacey?
Hell no. Oh, yeah, now I do. Okay, the black and the green. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know.
So those two apps are very helpful, and that actually does your before and afters to get them corporate approved. Okay. Cynthia, you have a question? What's up?
I just had someone tell me that the Wired app stopped working on their phone, but mine, it updates all the time. So you have to make sure you're doing those updates.
Yeah, I had to actually uninstall and reinstall it. This kid, look at him. He's pushing the chair. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Okay. Amanda has probably told me this already, but I just want to clarify.
Okay.
For executive, you get 2 GPs. Each GP has to have 400 in volume. Do they also have to have 4 LCs?
No, the only thing that, and that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked that. So whenever we talk to people about getting their first 2 loyal customers and their first 4 loyal customers, is for a couple of reasons. 2 loyal customers is going to fast start qualify somebody. Being fast start qualified is going to make you eligible for all of those $100 bonuses. Every time you sign up a distributor and they get their 2 loyals, you're going to get that $100 bonus. As far as 4 loyal customers, that gets you eligible for all the bonuses. And right now it's the Go bonus and the Go Fast. So those are the reasons you get 4. I usually tell people 400 Club is a super awesome achievement. It's a great goal to have, and usually that's anywhere from 4 to 7 loyal customers, depending on what their your average order is. So, and it kind of just depends. I mean, I've had people who I'll have a month where an average is 30 to 50 PBV, but then I'll have some who place gigantic orders. So 400 is huge. And again, when you look at your chart, and because I've had those people who would join my business, and in fact one of them's not on here, but she won't care if I talk about her. When she's one of my diamonds, she was like, okay, so you want me to get 400 because that helps you out. Guys, do remember that we are in this business for ourselves, but not by ourselves, and teamwork does make the dream work. So it's super important that you know that one hand does wash the other, and there's going to come a point where, what the heck just happened to my screen? Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, there they are. There's the apps, guys. There's going to come a
Sorry.
That's okay. There's going to come a point in this business where you're going to want everybody to have 400 BV and so on and so on. So just keep that in mind. I think our time is about to run out, so I feel like we got pretty good. Yeah, it's less than a minute. So any questions, you can post them on the page and we'll get them answered. Thank you so much, everybody, for getting on the Zoom. I love you guys. I'm going to go eat.